Hello, Melissa Mantak, empowered athlete, triathlon coach, talking this week about healthy snacks, snacking at work, desk snacks, snacks that fuel your workday, fuel your body, and then fuel your workouts. Those daily eating habits are super important for fueling your workouts as well. As an endurance athlete, you need to fuel your body differently. We just need to eat a little bit differently because we need that continuous recovery and fueling the workouts. It's important to get into a good healthy habit in order to get the results that you're looking for. Even if it's just to feel good, your body does better when it eats frequently and eats good healthy foods. So it's just working it into your daily routine. So how do we go about doing that? Some helpful tips on how to go about doing that. First of all, and probably the most boring part of this whole thing, is that it just takes planning. It just takes planning. That's the boring, simple part of it all. And if you see me looking over here, that's because I'm looking at my notes so I don't get too far off tangent or get too tongue-tied here. So the most important concept is to take the time, make the time, and plan ahead. You'll need to take the time to shop and plan and prepare things so that you're ready to meet the work day and the work week ahead of you. You want to get used to having healthy, satisfying, whole food snacks that fuel your body. Your body recognizes whole food the best. And have those snacks at your desk, in your car, and in your workout bag. Just have it with you all the time so you never get to the point where you're really starving. So one possible approach is, and I've seen a lot of my athletes do this, works very well, is to do your shopping and your food prep on the weekend. Spend a couple hours of the weekend just getting all of this prepared, and you can set it up for the whole week. I've had clients who will do a full weekday planning and have it in the freezer or the fridge all week long, and they don't have to think about it in their busy lives. There's always food there for them. You have to take this on an individual basis, see what works for you. I personally like to shop every 3 or 4 days so I have more fresh food. That works for me. But then also make sure that you're thinking about what kind of foods do you like? What kind of foods will you eat? And do you need any kind of tutorial on how to cook? Not all of us grew up knowing how to cook. I certainly have been mostly self-taught as a cook my whole life. And one of the resources I have at the end of this is very, very good about helping with that. Because also there's no reason to go buy a bunch of food that you don't like and you're not going to eat and you don't know what to do with it, right? So be practical and, eat the things that get the things you're going to eat. But you can also make extra at meals. If you're planning those meals, make extra. Then you've got leftovers to last you, the next day or a couple of days after that. So just plan to eat healthy, plan to get in enough calories to fuel your day and your workout. That's what it really takes, is planning. So next, the grazing habit. Now, getting used to eating frequently may not be what you're used to. Some of us will eat in the morning and not eat until the night, or eat a big meal at lunchtime and not eat very much the rest of the day. Grazing is a difficult habit to get into if you've been in that way. I used to eat that way. I would eat breakfast and then barely eat all day long and then go home and overeat at night. It took me years to get into the grazing habit. But honestly, if you get yourself into a cycle of starvation, and then overeating, it's not very healthy. Or you get yourself into a cycle of undereating because you can't get in enough calories or enough nutrition throughout the day. This is not helpful. So what we want to do is try to get used to eating every 2 to 3 hours. Yes, eating something every 2 to 3 hours, meals or snacks every 2 to 3 hours. This helps to keep your blood sugar under control and stable, and it can even help prevent heart disease. I didn't know that until I was researching this article. That's a good extra fact there. It helps you control your hunger throughout the day too. So again, you don't get into starvation mode and then eat too much. And when you eat too much like that, it's not good for your digestion. Your body doesn't absorb it as well, and you just feel kind of crappy. You may not sleep well because we tend to eat late at night. And then also, even if you're trying to lose weight, it's actually better to eat more frequently and keep your blood sugar stable so you're not, again, prone to overeating because you're over hungry in that starvation mode. Also, if you're under fueling, it can actually lead to illness, injury, and overtraining. Now, I have to say that as an athlete, as a really busy athlete, I was in this boat for many, many years, and I didn't know it. I just didn't know it at the time. I was I had a very, very active life. I was training all the time, racing all the time, traveling around the world, and I wasn't eating enough, especially those good healthy carbs. I just wasn't eating enough. And we know a lot more now, and I know a lot more now, and I'm here to help educate you so you don't make the mistakes that I made. One way to remind yourself to eat, because sometimes we just get really busy, we forget to eat. That's a common thing. I see my husband do it all the time. One thing you can do is just set an alarm. Set an alarm on your watch or on your computer, so it goes off every 2 to 3 hours to remind you that you need to eat, have a snack, and so that can be really helpful. Eating more frequently can also help you keep your weight stable, and just eliminate that kind of binge eating phase that we can go into. So that pattern of frequent snacking and meals translates really well to fueling your body in general, but also it's a great habit to get into for race day and training, because if you're used to eating frequently, that's how your body takes in fuel the best on race day and with long training days. Especially if you're training for a half or full Ironman, you need to train your digestive system as you're training the rest of your body to take in food and fuel to fuel you on those long workouts, and especially for race day. Our GI systems just take in and absorb smaller amounts of food more easily, and we're less likely to have any GI distress on race day. So again, this kind of grazing idea translates really well to training and racing. So one other concept I want to introduce here is energy availability. And maybe you've already heard this concept. It's a scientific term that's getting more and more widespread attention, especially in the athlete community here. Energy availability, or EA, is defined as the energy available to your body after accounting for energy spent exercising. So it's all the energy your body needs to put into making your brain function, making your GI system function, making your lungs function, all the kind of basic fundamental metabolic processes that we have in our bodies beyond what we do for training or racing. So we need to fuel our workouts. We need that consistent snacking is important to fuel other processes in your body, because without doing that, it can lead to a condition called low energy availability, low EA, and that's not a good place to be to keep your body just a baseline healthy. Not even forget about just being fit and fast. And so some of the issues that can arise from this are menstrual cycle dysfunction, stress fractures, and impaired bone health. These are just some of the things that can then happen, and it happens a lot to women. We're trying to lose weight and we don't want to overeat, and all the messaging about Americans being overweight, which is so true. But in the athlete community, we tend to underfuel. We are so conscientious, we underfuel. So please don't fall into that trap. Stay healthy. The other important concept is hydration. Hydration goes along with all of the snacking. Get into the habit of always having some type of bottle of something that you're drinking by your side all the time. So have it at your desk, have it in your car, have it with your workout stuff. So you just get to the point where it's like, I'm missing something because I don't have my water bottle. Have it with you all the time. So nurture that habit. It's okay also to vary the fluid that you're taking in, the hydration fluid that you're taking in based on your tastes. You can, like I do, I add lemon. I like lemon water. You can add lime or mint or cucumber to kind of flavor that water. You can add your electrolyte powders. Of course, sports drinks work. Whatever you like, and just vary it around. Plain old water is also very, very good too. And by adding these extra flavorings in there, it's important to add those micronutrients. Our bodies need macronutrients, your carbs, fats, and proteins, but we also need micronutrients, and sometimes that gets overlooked. We need those vitamins and minerals, super important to staying healthy. So on my blog, on my website, empoweredathlete.com, you can find this whole list of snacks here, suggested snacks. I'll go through a few of them. So number one, focus on real healthy food, healthy food. Like nuts and seeds, nut butters, cheese and crackers, dried fruits, crackers and meat and cheese, cut up sandwiches, make a sandwich and just cut it up into pieces and eat little bits and pieces all the time. Fruit and nut mixes, instant oatmeal packs, soups, ramen noodles, those kinds of things, and of course leftovers from last night's dinner or etc. Applesauce, other fruit sauces, etc. Those are really, really good options. Also, number two, what are the best bars to snack on, especially if you're looking for more of a real food bar as a snack, because they're very convenient. They tend to be more expensive, but they're also very convenient. That's the point. Convenience foods, right? Some of the best ones are the minimally processed ones. They have good whole foods in them, good fiber, etc. And so some of the ones I recommend are the Kind bars, Lara bars, Bobo's bars, Cliff bars, RX bars, Go Macro bars, and there's even one called That's It. It's just dried fruit and nuts, which is much like the Lara bars. So look for something with minimal processing and whole foods as the ingredients. There's lots of other ones out there too. Those are just a few. Number three, smoothies. Smoothies are excellent portable food. You can make up a bunch of them and they can sit at your desk all day long with you. You can get a cover and like have a straw. You can take them with you. It's excellent portable food, and you can use fruits and vegetables and protein powder and nut butters. You can just blend it all in there and sip on it through the day. A great way to get a mix of nutrients and keep your body fueled all day long. And then my favorite one of the really fun ones, is our foods called portables. And I was introduced, what are portables? First of all, what are portables? These are real food, homemade alternatives to the prepackaged bars and foods. I was introduced to this by a sports dietitian named Alan Lim. And this is one of his books. And I have a link to it on my website. And he's got some great recipes in there. They're really tasty. They're really easy to make. Simple. These are simple recipes. His books are really, really golden nuggets of information for us endurance athletes. They're also available on Amazon. He has two of them. One is called the Feed Zone Cookbook, which I just showed you, and the other one's called the Feed Zone Portable. So it's only the portables. And I list one of my favorite recipes on the website here on my blog. So you have an idea of what these are and how to make them and how to put them together. You just put together, one of them is rice cakes, and you mix in rice and eggs and a little bit of bacon and so what is it? I think it was soy sauce and brown sugar, and you make a big pan of it and chop it up into pieces, and you wrap it up, and they're super easy, nutritious, and delicious to take with you for your workouts and for fueling your work day. Another great resource for meals and snacks is a book by Hannah Grant and Stacy Sims. Stacy Sims, well known in the nutrition field here and for our endurance athletes. It's called Eat, Race, Win. And also all three of these books break down all the recipes by nutrient value. So you know how many calories you're getting and the macronutrients in it. And then one note on fruits and vegetables. Fruits and vegetables to me are near and dear to my heart. I eat a lot of them all day long, and I know they can be the most difficult to get in because it does require more preparation. They go bad faster, but please try to get in more fruits and vegetables. We all need our fruits and vegetables. They're nutrient-dense foods. They contain healthy fiber, both macronutrients and micronutrients. In the raw state, they provide a lot of hydration as well. They just fuel our minds and our bodies bodies on all levels. And this is especially great to eat during the day. I mean, it's kind of hard to snack on carrots while you're riding your bike. I'd suggest something a little more calorie dense and easy to digest for that. Taking in these healthy foods can lower blood pressure, reduce your risk of heart disease and stroke, prevent some types of cancer, lower risk of eye and digestive problems, and positively impact blood sugar. So eat your fruits and vegetables, please. I'm not your mom, and I'm not the food police. Honestly, a quick story about one of my athletes. She had terrible migraines and went to a dietitian. We worked with a dietitian with her, and she started eating more frequently, eating some of these snacks that I listed here. And the frequency of her migraines and the intensity of her migraines went down by about 90% just because she was eating more and she was eating healthy foods, because she had a busy job and she was on demand and under stress all the time, and she wasn't fueling her body properly. And this had nothing to do even with on top of her Ironman training she was supposed to do. So don't be afraid to eat, please. And in the end here, it's all about creating new habits. It's just getting into new habits. Frequency, practicing it over and over, just like you do in your training. Getting into new habits is what this is all about. I know it's a constant challenge to eat healthy, and you can't do it every single day. Again, I'm not the food police. I just want to be here to help you and give you some ideas. All that shopping and food prep, I call my diet the shop, chop, cook, and clean diet, because I'm always cooking and chopping up fruits and vegetables. I feel like I spend a lot of my day doing that, but I know I feel better, just me personally. But living a healthy body is a lifetime commitment. It doesn't happen overnight, and it's not just one meal at a time here. Remember that you're making conscious choices to eat in order to fuel a healthy body and a healthy lifestyle. So how do we do this? Looking for unhealthy patterns and triggers can help you, that you can change. Ask for support if you need it. Track your progress. One really simple app to use is called MyFitnessPal. It's free, and you can track your eating, track your nutrients, and check to see if you're getting in enough calories to meet those daily requirements, that energy availability requirements for workouts and your body's general needs. And then also imagine the future when you're feeling strong and healthy. Imagine now, imagine in the future that you're living a strong, healthy life for the rest of your life. Because this is ongoing. Again, it's just a lifetime commitment. And we want to be committed to better health and resilience. Believe me, I think eating healthy and eating frequently is definitely worth the effort. Bring your friends into it, bring your family into it, schedule time in your day to do it, but do it, and just get into the habit. You may fall flat someday, pick yourself back up and go again. Just keep picking yourself back up and going forward over and over and over again. The food is also the reward and the medicine that you give your body to support that long, healthy life in an athletic, active body. Your body is the vehicle carrying you to your triathlon dreams and goals. Take care.